Well, 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 if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. I watched one fake disorder cringe compilation, and now that's all I get recommended. If I was 14 and still insecure, these videos might have infuriated me. I mean, they do infuriate me now at age 21.
What's 9 plus 10?
21?
But for a completely different reason, that is. I'm mad that someone is out there compiling videos of oftentimes teenagers that may or may not be suffering from some type of disorder. I say may because most of the time, neither I nor anyone else can prove that they have it. Welcome back to another video, friends, loved ones,
and my mortal enemies.
If this is your first time on this channel, my humble abode, known as Mug and Mile, I'm Mile, but you can call me Miles with a Y, cause I'm special and not like the other girls. In fact, I am a guy, despite my voice. It's nice to meet you, you're more than welcome to stick around, hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. Great. Welcome to the cult, I mean family. Our next ritual starts at sundown. Bring your own robe. We'll provide the living sacrifice and some snacks. The Dark Lord will be
Very pleased with fresh meat.
As the title suggests, today we're gonna bully minors on TikTok for claiming to have disorders without showing documentation of having been diagnosed. I just feel like I, a stranger, is very entitled to that information. I'm kidding. I'm a grown-ass man and hopefully you know me better than that if you've watched my videos. That would certainly be very out of character for me. I'm what a lot of people would have called an SJW back in the day.
I get dressed in the morning, I'm triggered.
I'm here to ruin everyone's fun with criticism. Believe me, I would love to join you. I would love to make videos mocking random kids talking about their disorders I know nothing about. Have you guys seen the views these types of videos get? I could pass 100k subs in no time, putting barely any effort into it. Are you kidding me? Like, anyone could do that. Not an ounce of creativity or talent needed. You don't even have to say anything. You could just start a compilation channel and steal a bunch of TikToks. I can't help but wonder who's actually behind it and just how loaded they really are from doing absolutely nothing. All you have to do is go on Reddit, save all the TikToks you find and put them together. You don't even have to worry about finding good TikToks, cause anyone watching those videos isn't looking for quality. They're just scared of being alone with their own thoughts. I would know. One person can easily push out a 30-minute video a day, make a bunch of views I can only dream of, all while sponsored by the same clothing store that's promoted by literally every compilation channel on YouTube. It doesn't sit right with me, like, at all. Who even are these people?
Who are you?
You're halfway through a video going from, look at this cringy ass person either having fun or dealing with their issues. Look at them and laugh. Don't you feel a little better about yourself? At least you're not them. Straight to, hi guys, look at these hip and cool old clothes. A shirt with Doge? Won't make it past 5 washes because the quality is probably really bad. Use code #cringe for 5% off these most likely stolen designs. Who's buying that? They're still promoted everywhere, so yeah, it must be working. Someone must be buying them. They are cute, sure, but it's all very suspicious, don't you think? I don't trust the morals of a brand that doesn't see an issue associating with content whose entire premise is mocking random people who are just having fun and sharing it with the world, or having a mental breakdown, I don't know.
I'm insane. I'm crazy. Insane. Asylum. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm insane. I'm insane.
It's giving unethical business practices. It's giving below minimum wage and child label all at once. Yes! That's a joke. I haven't looked into any of the brands. I'm just making assumptions. Capitalism, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, yada yada, you know how it goes. It's really a bummer that I have, morals, cause I could be making bank without them. It's not easy being above everyone else. I'm joking, mostly.
For the countdown. Join us for the countdown.
That's odd. Sorry about that. Seems like we're having a bit of technical difficulties.
The Dark Lord must not be very pleased with me.
Follow for more content, turn on notifications, like this video, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, link in description. I've got a donation goal on Ko-Fi in case you want to help me out, pay for my
Ritual.
top surgery since I've got consultation the 1st of April. May
The Dark Lord purge this world of evil.
Why?
Oh, the beast is demonic in nature.
Why?
Very icky, no good.
Shiny. As I was saying, it's just interesting how normalized this sort of behavior is. Obviously, me making one video isn't gonna do much. There's an entire subreddit dedicated to making fun of people they suspect are faking their disorders, called r/fake disorder cringe. Something just tells me I'm not gonna be able to take down a subreddit of 183k people. Just a feeling, just a hunch. But I want to talk about it nonetheless, because it pisses me off. Especially when it bleeds onto YouTube and there's multiple YouTubers milking this subreddit for all it's worth. It really takes me back to the heydays of the commentary community.
So guys, we did it. We reached a quarter.
Absolute hell on earth. I feel pretty confident in calling them out because they've built an entire platform watching clips of teenagers they don't know, playing armchair psychologists and putting them on blast. None of them pretend to actually be professionals. Instead they'll use, common sense, I guess, to determine if someone is faking. Isn't that crazy? If someone could have just told us that you just need common sense to diagnose someone, psychologists wouldn't have to waste so much time and money studying to qualify for the job. Aha! Is that hypocrisy I sense? You say out loud because why wouldn't you? That's totally normal. Generally speaking, I am all for self-diagnosing, so if I'm gonna call out these basement dwellers that are bullying kids on TikTok for not being trained professionals, then that should go for self-diagnosed people that aren't trained professionals either. I see you, I hear you, I understand you and your concerns, and I'm begging you to please not interpret what I say in the least charitable way. Please. Yes, it can be difficult to determine if you have a certain disorder. It all depends on the disorder and how much research you put into it. I'm no professional, but I think that ADHD and autism, which I have by the way, is possible to recognize within yourself. Of course, you should do a lot of research, which I trust that most of these people that are actually taking it seriously do, because some symptoms are things that neurotypicals also experience, just not to the same degree. Oh, I felt a burp. I'm sorry. I promise not to burp in the video. Ugh. Difficulty to concentrate doesn't equal ADHD necessarily, At the same time, as I feel like it's a rather inconsequential mistake, since you're not really getting meds if you're self-diagnosed, it can be very useful to those who feel like it doesn't interfere too much with their day-to-day life. Obviously, you're not going to be 100% certain that you actually have it unless you've been officially diagnosed, which isn't always needed, possible, or even wanted, depending on the circumstances. For example, if you need adjustments at work or in school, counseling or medication due to your disability, then a diagnosis could be very useful. Some people want a diagnosis but can't get one for one reason or another. And it's not always because they don't actually have the disorder. A huge issue is actually sexism. Who would have thought? I only got my diagnosis around 15, and I've been to psychiatrists regularly before the age of 10, at the same time as I was, you know, a girl. Because yeah, I am indeed trans, as you may have noticed. So a lot of my symptoms were overlooked, even when they were blatantly obvious now in hindsight. Imagine getting psychiatric help for over 5 years, and only when you see a new psychiatrist they go, this kid is displaying a lot of signs of autism. I hadn't had a single suspicion that it might be autism, neither had my mom, so yeah, it came as a surprise. It can also be due to ageism. I personally talked to this older woman around the age of 50, I think, I'm sorry, who's most likely ADHD, but she's struggling to get diagnosed. She was told that she doesn't seem to need any help since she already made it so far in life, which is just so annoying. I could have probably made it through life without a diagnosis. I would have had mental breakdowns every night, just bawling my eyes out. But I could live the life of a neurotypical nonetheless. But why should I have to suffer when there's help to get to improve the quality of my life? If a diagnosis can help you even just a tiny bit, I think it's worth it. You shouldn't have to be completely incapable of functioning in this society to be worthy of help. Stop being so harsh on yourself. Then again, it costs money. Whatever. I think everyone should have the right to a diagnosis, but whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. Another reason that some might not want an official diagnosis that I don't think a lot of people realize, there's a lot of ableism. Surprise! Ableism, as in some people lose their autonomy after getting diagnosed despite being capable of a lot of things. I understand that in some cases, some people could benefit from a second party helping out with, for example, financial decisions. Ideally, someone, let's say a family member, would help them make decisions in their best interest. Ideally, that is. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but this system is imperfect, and sometimes, a lot of the times, vulnerable people are taken advantage of. Here's a personal example, actually, kind of. Sometimes I'm worried that my autism diagnosis is gonna interfere with my medical transition. I mean, it's too late now, I've already been diagnosed, but we already know that transphobes will use anything and everything to disprove someone's trans identity, and because of the stigma and, you know, the infantilization of autistic people, that's definitely a go-to for them. You have no idea how often I've had to argue my own identity. I'm autistic, not stupid.
You're picking up social cues that aren't there right now.
Okay, but have you considered that I'm neurodivergent? Sometimes I'm stupid. I know what I want, I know what I feel, and I know what I need to live a fulfilling life better than anyone else. I've done my research because when I was younger, I actually bought into the idea that maybe I'm confusing autism for gender dysphoria, but I know better now, and yeah, I've really thought about this. I know for a fact that there's people out there who don't consider me capable of making the decisions for myself to transition. They think I shouldn't be able to do what I want with my body, despite the fact that I'm miserable right now. All because I was diagnosed with autism. In our previous videos, I've talked about a case of a trans man being denied medical transition on the basis of him being autistic. One psychiatrist even allegedly stated that he needs to cure his autism first. It's not really how things work, but it just goes to show that some of these people don't know what they're doing. And it makes you wonder how they have the executive decision over something they seem to know nothing about.
Electric chair.
Now, I'm gonna say something a bit controversial, I guess. Sometimes, people are deliberately faking it Yes, I did. I said it. Yes, there's people lying about having disorders. Obviously. For example, tics and roses.
Mine. 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 Mine.
I'm sure you're all aware of them at this point, so I'm not gonna rehash it all. I first heard of them through Critical, and when I saw the title Faking Disorders on TikTok, I was a little bit worried, just a little bit, but I watched a lot of his videos and he usually has good takes, so I trusted him. I said, Jesus, take the wheel. And I don't regret it one bit. It's the perfect example of how someone should be talking about this issue. Here's my hot take, which are simply my thought, my theory, not a fact, not proven. I think there's people who fake disorders on TikTok. Most of them are probably young, trying to be a little different, you know, a little quirky. At that age, your brain isn't developed enough to understand the grander scheme of things. You don't really want this disorder, it's not fun, it's not quirky. It's fascinating though, and that's why it gets views. Therefore, encouraging this sort of behavior, I guess. Hell, some of them might genuinely have convinced themselves that they actually suffer from it, might mistake symptoms. But here's the thing, rarely can you prove, without a shadow of a doubt, that someone is lying about their disorders. If you can, then sure, go ahead, talk about them and condemn them. But generally speaking though, just leave it. It's not worth it. Especially not when there's a chance that they're telling the truth. I would personally rather be supportive of someone who's lying to me than kick someone who's already down.
These are bullies! These are high school
Bullies!
Something I've found very interesting, to say the least, is that autism has often been called trendy. Where was this energy when I was diagnosed? Dude, that would have been so cool. Instead it was my dirty little secret because it was considered weird and cringe. Now it's quirky and cool apparently. Always was though, so I'm glad they're recognizing our swag. No, jokes aside, I'm glad that it's becoming more normalized, if anything. It's sad that the increase of people talking about autism in a positive light is making people accuse them of faking. I even got someone in the comments of my video about autism and gender saying, well, I'm actually diagnosed and you're wrong. Like, dude straight up making assumptions. Buddy, I'm also diagnosed. That doesn't make me more right though. I mean, I am right still, but not because I'm diagnosed. I'm just right because I'm smart and cool. No, I'm kidding. Before I end this video, I need to address the elephant in the room, the AT audio TikToks. You know the ones I'm talking about. Neurodivergent people reacting to AT audio. By the way, the AT kind of looks like a smiley. He's so happy. I mean, you've seen them. A lot of them are over the top. They start shaking, crying, screaming and farting. Like, I'm sure we neurodivergent people experience AT audio differently. I mean, I'm sure it's pleasurable to some. I don't know. I'm not one of them. I don't know. I don't want to dismiss someone simply because my experience isn't the same. But can we all just agree that some of them are over the top and sorta look fake? I'm gonna say it. It looks fake. Please. Like, if they're not faking, at the very least, they're exaggerating. Please. I don't know. Argue about it in the comments. Bye!